Hey, how's it going? So welcome to another one of my videos. Here I am on bustling Camden High Street. And just like that, the wind interrupts this video. So what we're going to do is I'm going to talk to you while I walk along Camden High Street all the way to Chalk Farm. A very short walk, so bear with me while I have a conversation with you. Thank you once again for joining me. I'm Alex and I'm the Wandering Englishman. And I wanted to have a conversation with you because there's a very important event happening this weekend. If you're watching this in the far off future, then let's hope we're all here and we made our points well. But there's a big protest this weekend all over the world, and it's an anti-lockdown protest.
Yeah, we don't want nobody telling us what to do. We don't want nobody pushing us around. Well, we want to be free. We want to be free to do what we want to do. We want to be free to ride our machines without being hassled by the man.
Now, I know a lot of my subscribers are pro-lockdown and I know some subscribers are anti-lockdown, so please bear with me. I take the libertarian stance. I don't believe government should dictate what we can and can't do. As long as you're not harming anyone, then they should stay out of our business. So why am I protesting these lockdown measures? Well, they're authoritarian, they're tyrannical in my mind. Businesses have been destroyed. This has only benefited the elite. As I've stated in previous videos and previous blogs, you can find them at thewanderingenglishman.com. The richest 1% have got 24% richer. Imagine that. Imagine you started 2020 with a certain amount of money, and then by the end of 2020, that money had grown by 24%. You'd be very pleased with that. Well, majority of the elites, that's how they find themselves in 2021. Far richer than how they began in 2020. I believe the mask is a form of submission used upon the public to measure their obedience. The public should never be shown to be obedient to authoritarian measures. The more that those that control governments see that members of the public are obedient to their new measures, the more they can get away with in the future. Okay. It's a little bit less windy here, so I can communicate. Hopefully I can communicate above the audio, so there is no copyright claim. A little bit noisy. Find ourselves in Camden Market. Usually bustling. It's about 11 a.m. So in theory there should be more food places open, but there aren't. Can I get through here? Yes, I can. It's been a while since I was up here, actually. This is about 15 minutes from where I live on the tube. I thought I'd pop up just to have a look and see how dead lockdown has made this place. Back to the microphone, I hope you don't mind. The CDC claims masks have reduced COVID outbreaks by 1.8%. And I say whoopee-doo to that, because that's probably a very generous overestimate. Seeing people lose their identities, the ability to communicate, and knowing full well that these masks are actually useless after 20 minutes of wear, in my mind isn't worth making them mandatory. If you want to wear a mask, I say good luck to you and great. I hope it makes you feel good and I hope it protects you. But I protest because I don't think your choice should mean the prosecution or mistreatment of those that choose not to wear the face nappy, aka petri dish, to cover their faces. Never before have so many been coerced into injecting an untested potion in human history.
There needs to be some sort of incentive stick, perhaps, through the current programs, including No Jab, No Pay, to make that happen. So I think that is a very reasonable interpretation of what the PM had to say today.
All new staff that come on once the vaccine's in circulation, we're saying, you know, no jab, no job. I don't see what's wrong with that.
Oh, fuck off, you fat wanker.
Some will say it's the progress of science. However, I say look how long previous vaccines have taken to develop. We still haven't developed an AIDS vaccine. These potions produced by Moderna, Johnson & Johnson, Pfizer and AstraZeneca are untested in the short, medium and long term. Those taking these vaccines are the test subjects. Except unlike in previous research done with humans, you aren't being paid to take this vaccine. And if you are one of the hundreds of thousands who have already suffered the adverse side effects from the vaccine, then you will not be getting any form of compensation because the legislation passed by global governments means the billion-dollar pharmaceutical companies are exempt from any liability. And the thousands who have died from the vaccines in 2021 alone, well, those the globalist mainstream media don't really want to talk about, they certainly won't be getting any compensation because you'll never get your life back. You only have one life. Creepy Joe Biden said Americans simply wanted the truth.
We know what we need to do to beat this virus. Tell the truth.
Well, one of the reasons we protest is because we feel the truth about the reasons of the pandemic are being hidden from the wider population.
The findings suggest that the laboratory incident hypothesis is extremely unlikely.
2019年，我们用汗水浇灌收获，以实干笃定前行。
Now, followers of my channel will note I've been pessimistic about lockdown since I realized the measures were disproportionate. Yes, I was sucked up by the Chi-Com psyop where Chinese citizens were collapsing in the streets. I genuinely did think something bad was going to sweep over the world back in sort of January 2020. Whereas in fact these images were part of a psyop to scare the world into shutting down. Businesses have been destroyed, livelihoods have been destroyed, and lives have been destroyed. Not by the virus, but by our all-knowing global governments saying that they know best and that we must lock down to save lives. The UK government has wasted millions of pounds to build hospitals in major metropolitan centres called the Nightingale hospitals. None of these hospitals were ever used other than for photo opportunities. The millions wasted didn't matter to our all-knowing leaders as they served their purpose. The purpose was to scare the crap out of the population. They preyed on our fears, and this is what the sage experts intended. Experts in human manipulation rather than viruses or economics. Another reason I will protest this coming weekend, and if you, like I say, if you're watching this in the past, and hopefully I'm still here to live another day, is because I object to the under-the-radar implementation of the Chi-Com social credit system. In China, if you fail to pay your mobile phone bill, your social credit status is adversely impacted. You won't be able to take international flights no more. You won't be able to get on long distance trains no more. The vaccine passports are exactly this. They are the social credit system under the radar. Passports meant to track a population's obedience, passports meant to be updated annually as the vaccine makers make their way into our lives on a permanent basis. Do you really think the poisons that you are taking to save you from COVID-19 will be the last vaccine you take in regards to this COVID pandemic? In my mind, prepare to get ready. There will be a COVID-21, there will be a COVID-23, and there will be a COVID-25. And each year you will have to run the gauntlet of the Russian roulette of taking the vaccine. Now, some of you, I believe, will be perfectly fine. The cancers and the infertility you probably won't notice for a decade. However, those that suffer short-term adverse reactions within days of receiving the vaccines won't remain advocates of government knows best. Now, one of the things I'm predicting right now is the fact that we're going to see the negative news reports on the Sputnik vaccine and the AstraZeneca vaccine. These vaccines are the old-fashioned way of using the virus to sort of counteract and provide a vaccine for the population. This is not what the shadow controllers want. They want the mRNA vaccine in every single member of the human race. Now, there's many theories on why they want the mRNA vaccine inside your body. However, I believe the AstraZeneca vaccine will be discounted, and I've realized the Sputnik vaccine will be discounted. If I was forced to take a vaccine, strangely I would take one of those too, and I wouldn't be taking the Pfizers, the Modernas, or the Johnson & Johnsons. In my mind, if there's a 1 in 50 chance of infertility from the vaccine and you're a sprightly 21-year-old, will you actually take it? I want you to appreciate, I'm not saying don't take the vaccine. I'm just stating I don't want to be forced to take it or coerced to take it. I don't believe anyone, be it a government or a commercial airline, should dictate what goes inside one's body. And if the vaccine is so great and it protects those who have taken it, then you shouldn't fear if I or others do not take it. But I already know the vaccinated fear the unvaccinated, and that makes no logical sense, and is telling in my mind, as it tells us this really isn't a vaccine. Anyway, that's been my rant today. I appreciate you joining me on a very, very windy Camden. If you like this content, click subscribe. You can support me on Subscribestar, Pledstow and Ko-fi. I urge you, if you do value your freedoms, get out there and protect them by protesting for your freedoms. Remember, no violence, because by turning violent, this is how they clamp down on us, and this is how they impose further tyranny on us as a global population of the human race.
Well, I've just found some shelter. This is the first bit that isn't windy, so I'd like to just thank you for watching this, and I'll hopefully see you in the next video. So until next time, keep progressing.